Hi everyone, this is Kavitha from Computer Science Department, A.D.M.COLLEGE Surveyman, Nagapattinam. Today we see about Inkscape. First, define Inkscape. Inkscape is a graphics software used to create or edit graphics images such as illustration, line art, charts, diagrams, logos, and web graphics, etc. It is an open source, powerful vector graphics application used to create two-dimensional scalable graphic images. Similarly, it acts as illustrated tool, but it can be used for a wide range of computer graphics tasks. It can be run on Windows, Mac OS, GNU Linux. Inkscape uses the SVG, that is a scalable vector graphics, as its primitive graphics format, although it can also import or export various file formats such as AI, Adobe Illustrator, Artwork, EPS, Encapsulated PostScript, PDF, PS, PostScript, and PNG. It provides various vector shapes such as square, polygon, spiral, and 3D boxes and text. This can be transferred with the help of solid colors, patterns, and color guidance. We can also alert this shape through some transformation like moving, rotating, scaling, and spinning. What is SVG? SVG means Scalable Vector Graphics. It is an open standard developed by W3C, World Wide Web Consortium group in the year 1999. It is an XML-based vector image format that illustrates the images with vector shapes, embedded raster graphics, and text. It also supports interactivity, scripting, and animation. It contains lightweight graphics. SVG vector images are defined in an XML file. It means they can be indexed, searched, scripted, and compressed. All the web browsers including Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, etc. which support the SVG format. What is vector graphics? Vector graphics is a creation of computer images that are described in the terms of 2D points. It uses mathematical equations to create designed polygons or other shapes. These equations are converted into points that are connected via line or curves, which are also known as vector paths. In vector graphics, every point has an exact position on the x-axis and y-axis. Vector graphics are generally found in SVG, EPS, PDF, and AI file format. History of Inkscape. Inkscape was developed by team TechCloud in 2003 as a code for Soripodi processor to Inkscape project. The word Inkscape is a combo of the word ink and scape. It follows all the SVG standards. During the development of Inkscape, developers made some changes that make it differ from the Soripodi project. They changed the programming language from C to C++ and used to GTK plus toolkit C++ bindings. They have also redesigned the user interface and added several new features. It has participated in Google Summer of Courses, GSOC programming 2005. This is the history of Inkscape diagram. In 2004, many versions of Inkscape were released with the new features like menu bar, context sensitivity toolbar, Boolean path operations, etc. On 10th February 2005, new version of Inkscape was released, which contained clone tile tool and color racing. On 26th July 2005, a new version of Inkscape was introduced, which is following to text support, striding text and the new gradient tools. On 19 November 2005, introduced a new version which has some features like connected tool, collaborative editing, and tablet angle sensitivity. On 24th June 2006, new version of Inkscape version 0.44 were released with some of features like layer panel, supports for clipping and masking, and PDF export with the transparency. In 2007, like Gaussian blur, pattern along path, new undo history panel, improved bitmap, and etc. On 2008, version 0.46 introduced docking uses interface, paint bucket, and 3D tools. In 2009, version 0.47 was introduced. Eraser tool, timed autosave, auto smooth note for fonts, basic support for SVG fonts. In 2010, version 0.448 to 0.48.5 introduced note editing, tracking, new airbrushes, etc. In 2015, version 0.91 introduced measure tool, new import and export formats, grayscale mode, alignment, etc. In 2017, version 0.92 was released with some features like infrastructure focus, variety of new path effects, etc. On 7th February 2017, version 0.92.1 was introduced, several bug fixes and etc. 2017 0.92.2 version introduced several bugs and batch converted 90 to 96 dpi. In 2018, version 0.92.3 was introduced, snap package ready for Linux, Windows 32-bit and 64-bit. Inkscape interface. Inkscape interface consists of several elements which are used for the ease of developing the vector graphic images. It is based on the GNOME, that is Human Interface Guidelines standard. It is generally composed of a single window on which drawing or images are created and manipulated. The default window elements are further divided into 8 major areas which are listed below. First one, menu bar, command bar, toolbox, tool control bar, canvas, ruler, palette, status bar. First one, menu bar. Menu bar appears on the top of the window. It contains a basic menu like file, edit, view, etc. This menu contains a drop-down list of operations. Functions related to drawing are also available in the menu bar. Most of the commands of menu bar are directly accessible from the keyboard using access key or keyboard shortcut. For example, file drop-down is to show the access key and keyboard shortcut of the list. Next one, command bar. Command bar is vertically located on the right side of the user interface. It contains the icon that are shortcuts to the commands which are accessible from the menus or shortcut keys. It also contains another control used for manipulating the drawing objects and documents like file open options, zoom level, undo, cut, group, etc. The related functions icons are grouped together and separated by a horizontal line. This is the figure. The following tabs are brief description of command bars. Create a new document, open or existing document, etc. Next one, toolbox. Toolbox is vertically located on the left side of the window. It contains the basic set of utilities. It is used for creating and editing shapes and images. These tools can be used for geometric shapes as well as free-form shapes like text and fills, that is colors and gradients. These are icons used for the toolbox: tool, edit tool, selection tool, edit tool, tweak tool, zoom tool, measurement tool, rectangle tool, 3D box tool, etc. Next one, tool control bars. Tool control bars, also called control bars, it is located under the menu bar. It contains icons or clickable buttons that are specified to the selected tools. When each tool is selected in the toolbox, the icon displayed in the tool control bar to show the icon related to that tool. Some of these options can affect the selected object, whereas the rest options take effect when creating a new object. Next one, canvas. Canvas is the main workspace and essential part of the Inkscape interface. It is the main drawing area on which the drawing is created and viewed. It is located in the middle of the Inkscape window. The canvas was extended outside the viewable area of the window. It can be panned, scrolled up and down, left and right, etc. Next one, ruler. Rulers are located on the top of the top and left of the canvas. The first ruler is placed horizontally on the top of the canvas, which represents the x-axis coordinates. In contrast, the second one is placed vertically on the left side, which represents the y-axis coordinates. The rulers may represent distance in the several measurement units. The grid. Grid is a set of vertical and horizontal lines. It is used to guide the drawing objects and images. There are two types of grids, that is rectangular and axonometric grid. The rectangular grid is one of the most common used grid that is made up of horizontal and vertical lines. The axonometric grid allows the user to define any kind of angled grids. Next is guides. Guides are the user-defined lines. It provides an easy alignment to an object. To use guides, click and drag from the ruler to the point where the guide is to be inserted and released. Clicking and dragging from the horizontal rulers produces a horizontal guide. Similarly, clicking and dragging from the vertical ruler produces a vertical line. The following examples of vertical and horizontal blue lines on the canvas represent guides. Next one, palette bar. Palette bar is located on the bottom of the window. It provides many fills and stroke style, that is a color gradient options. Also, it is a quick way to apply colors to the shapes or diagrams. Colors can be dragged from the color palette and drop on the object to change the fill. The colors in the palette can be changed by clicking on the arrow icon located at the rightmost side of the palette. The status bar. Next is status bar. Status bar is placed at the bottom of the window. It provides routine edit setting and a suitable focal point for all editing tasks. The status bar seems like a redundant bar as most of its functions can be accessed from other menus. Use the icons and fill and stroke colors. Stroke with master opacity, toggle current light visibility, etc. Conversions in Inkscape. In Inkscape, conversions are referred to one from into another for editing purpose. Inkscape supports two types of conversions: object to path conversion, stroke to path conversion. First one, object to path conversion. It converts the shape or text object into the path without changing the appearance of the object, but it removes all the capability of the particular object. The converted path cannot be edited with the tool it is made with. It can be edited only with the nodal tool. This is a diagram of the object. The above image shows the object to path conversion. Image 1 is an object, whereas image 2 is of the path. Second one, stroke to path conversion. It converts a stroke into a path. It means the object outline is converted from stroke to path. The converted path can only be edited by the node tool. This is the example image of the stroke path conversions. The above two images show the stroke to path conversions. In the first image, we have shown the stroke, and in the second image, we have shown the path. The basic difference between stroke and path is the outline of the object. Features of Inkscape. Inkscape provides the variety of features which are listed below. This is the feature: object creation, object manipulation, styling objects, operations on paths, text support, rendering, file formats. First one, object creation. It is defined the creation of object in Inkscape. Object in Inkscape can be referred to as a text, path, shape, or drawing. Following are the basic creations in Inkscape. Drawing. This is the primary model of the object creation and further divided into variety of tools such as pencil, pen, calligraphy tools, etc. It allows you to user to draw freehand drawing of lines. The pen tool is used to create a curve and line segment on the same path. The calligraphy tool is used to create a freehand calligraph or brush-like stroke. Shape tool. Shape tools are divided into variety of tools such as rectangles and square tools, 3D boxes tools, circles, ellipse, etc. Text tool. It is used to create text can be any operating system's outline and Unicode font. Text of normal, bold, italic, consonants and heavy alignments, vertical or horizontal, they are implemented in Inkscape. We can transform the written text through line spacing, letter spacing, word spacing, horizontal and vertical shift. Clone is identical to the parent object. It can be created via copies, spray tool or menu interfaces. A transformation to the clone object includes size, color, position, rotation, blur, layout. Next, object manipulation. We define the modification and transformation to the object. Transformation in Inkscape, transformation can be done to any object of the image. Some of the primary transformations are scaling, moving, rotating and skewing. They can also snap into grids and angles and nodes of the other object. Parameter of the transformation can be specified numerically in the transform dialog. Z order, specify the order which the object are drawn on the canvas. Object with lower Z order are drawn at the top of the canvas, but the object with the higher Z order drawn are lost. The order of the object can be managed either by a layer or by manually moving. Grouping of objects. In Inkscape, objects can be arbitrarily grouped together. The grouped objects can be edited by using enter group command. We should ungroup the object. The enter group command edits the group by making it a temporary layer. Layering of object. Layering of object is performed to manage the order of the object. Next is styling object. In Inkscape, styling defines the styles, patterns or layout of an object. Following at the subparts of the styling model. Fill. It is used to fill solid color, pattern, linear radial gradients and swatch in an object. It selects a color with the help of the color, and that means RGB, red, green, blue, alpha, etc. Stroke. A planar one-dimensional line is called a stroke. Is further divided into two parts. One stroke is fill and another stroke is style. Filter. A number of filters can be applied to an image. All the filters are Inkscape are combinations of SVG filters. Operations on path. Inkscape contains an essential toolset to edit paths of the vector file. Edit. It allows editing of a single path or multiple paths or edit the associated nodes. There are 4 types of paths nodes available in Inkscape. Smooth, symmetric, auto smooth and cuts. Editing is possible for the movement or position of nodes with their associated bezier handled tool. It is also responsible for the alignment and distribution of the nodes. Pick tool. It is used to make minor changes to the object path and colors. It is used to copy, delete and select the object. Path offset. There are 4 types of offset: outset, inset, linked and dynamic. Offsets are also used to expand or contract the shape made in Inkscape. Path conversion. There are 2 types of conversions available in Inkscape. One is object to path conversion and the other is stroke to path conversion. Path simplify. It reduces the node count of a given object's path while preserving the shape. Next one, text support. In Inkscape, the text support module highlights the attributes of the text used in the graphics images. Some of the major text attributes supported by the Inkscape are multi-line text, use of installed outline, font, kerning, letter spacing, line spacing, text on and path and text in the shape. It supports both multi-line text, that is SVG, and followed text non-standard, that is a flow root text element. It also supports italicized and bold text as well as superscript and subscript character attributes. Rendering. Instead of using the GTK library, Inkscape uses its own library called LibNR for creating graphic images from version 0.1 or above versions. It uses the Cairo programming library to render graphic images. This results in the increase of the rendering speed of the application. It supports a fully anti-aliasing display to make the edges of the polygon appear smooth. It also supports the alpha transparency for image display and PNG export. File format. Inkscape uses the SVG, that is scalable vector graphics, as its primitive graphics format. SVG is the most flexible file format for the creation and generation of graphics images. Inkscape can import converted to SVG or export converted from SVG, and any other file format like Adobe, CorelDRAW, a portable document format, raster format, etc. Thank you.